Welcome back, everyone. Time for Fox feedback, and in honor of my wedding nuptials last weekend, we asked about marriage, and the question we posed was, for all you married couples, what tips do you have for a long, loving marriage? And I appreciate all of you who answered.
Maddie, I was slightly worried that we were going to get some, like, funny answers
Don't.
that were like,
Don't
do it.
Married.
Run.
Run away.
She ran away.
Okay, let's see. Kayreen Wilson.
Hi, Kayreen. She's
Hi, Kayreen.
constant commenter.
Be able to compromise without resentment, treat each other with respect, never disregard your spouse's feelings, and be able to listen with an open mind and an open heart. That's very hard when you're in the heat of the moment.
I know.
But I do agree with that.
That's why I do not listen to feelings. I don't listen with an open mind, and I have a closed-off heart. No, I'm just kidding.
Jeremy?
I'm kidding.
Be
I'm
nice.
totally
No.
kidding. No, yes, of course.
Sometimes I have to just step away for a moment and just like, and then I come back with all of those things. Because if I don't, I'm all closed off. Just like you said.
I totally get that. I like to joke about things. My defense mechanism is humor. So if things get heated, I like to cut the tension with humor.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, that's too serious now. We need to...
We've gotten to a serious point that I'm not comfortable with, so humor.
Humor, please. Okay.
Humor, please.
Steve Thompson said, always find time to hold, touch, and hug while sleeping through the night. Your partner will find comfort and security knowing that you're there. Oh.
I love that because I do that.
Oh, do you?
I'm always like,
where are you?
where are you? Yeah.
Oh, that is sweet.
It is. It's great. It's also like, I don't know, even though you're in like your unconscious mind, like just feeling that, you kind of get this like, and then you go back into your sleep.
Right.
Okay. Maureen Tingwald said, enjoy each other, take date nights, remind each other often what you appreciate about each other, then pass that on to your kids.
Great.
Last part,
example.
Very important. Pass it on to your kids so
That
they understand what a marriage and a relationship, not even a marriage, just a healthy, loving relationship should look like.
Absolutely. And I'm not a PDA person, a touchy-feely person, and neither were my parents really. I kind of wish they were, because that might have changed the way I looked at things. My family's not a I love you family, like I love you, I love you. We're a huggy family. We hug, but we're not emotional. We're not like, but I wish kind of we were.
Yeah. What's that? Never mind. There's a skit where the family's way too intense. My Aunt Joy, Penny Conklin, always remember the love you shared with us today.
I also have my own advice too afterwards. I thought of one thing that I heard that I like. So
Okay.
I'll have that too.
Okay, absolutely.
Let's see. Jean Scott Jones says, prioritize your time together. Always plan a weekly date. Doesn't have to be fancy or expensive, but something just for the two of you. My husband and I will celebrate our 49th wedding anniversary in August. We still have a weekly date. We've just moved it up to noon instead of the evening. I respect that.
Jean, we respect that because we are early birds and early sleepers. So a noon date for me sounds like a blast.
That's heaven right there.
That is heaven. I'm in heaven. Okay, Peggy Lynn Oetker?
Oetker? I guess.
I apologize if I mess it up. Lots of good advice here. I will say communicate, compromise, and commit. The 3 C's of marriage. Communicate, compromise, and commit.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's good.
Let's see. LJ Bishop says, divorce seems to be the remedy for any marital problems. Sometimes it's hard to tough it out. Maybe my advice is to give yourself time to work on a problem before deciding to call it quits. I've been married almost 58 years and wanted to call it quits many times, but I'm so glad I didn't. I still like the old guy. Aw, LJ.
I like how that was vulnerable. Thought about throwing in the towel many times, but took a step back, worked through it. Very happy.
We're all human.
Yeah.
You know.
Sometimes it's just easier to say, I give up.
I give up. I know.
But, okay, Nancy Sollers Bryant, 54 years of marriage and trust and honesty tops the list.
I do believe in honesty.
Honesty is the best policy, and in this social media age, it's very hard to find the trust and the honesty with everything going on behind the phone, behind the computer.
It's so...
It's very hard. So those are things...
You know, you're in a good relationship when you feel like you don't have to check their phone.
Yes.
That's a good sign right there.
Yeah.
If you have to check their phone, that's a bad sign.
Then it's like, ooh.
Let's see. Connie Brashears Williams said, congratulations. And for 56 years of marriage, keep your eyes on God, and both of you will work on each day on your commitment, God and each other. Oh, that is so sweet, Connie. And happy 56 years to you.
Yes, absolutely.
A lot of 50-plus years.
Right?
Amazing.
I need to interview all these people.
Right?
Tommy Davidson, a lot of good advice on here, again, so I'll add what I think is important. Allow each other space to do the things that interest them or they love. You don't have to be into or have all the same interests.
True.
I really like that because Geraldo mentioned this the other day. He's like, I like that you know, we can still do our things. Like, if you don't want to play soccer, you're going to let me go play soccer. If I don't want to go hiking with the dogs, you're going to go hiking with the dogs. If you want to have a girls' weekend, guys' weekend, whatever it is, boom. Still okay to do that.
Yes. Okay, are you ready for my advice before we run out of time?
Yes.
I have 2 pieces. I've heard these, not my own advice, but I've heard these and I like them. Number 1 is never stop treating your now husband or wife like a husband and wife. Treat them like a boyfriend and girlfriend. They're your forever girlfriend, because sometimes you treat girlfriends and boyfriends different before you're married, and then marriage somehow kind of changed that. Always treat them like your forever girlfriend, or you're always doting on, or your forever boyfriend.
Yeah.
Okay. Once you think like that, you're always in that kind of honeymoon phase. Okay. And B, don't ever let divorce be an option. If you never say the word, never in the heat of the moment go, I'm getting divorced. Never even put it out there, because I don't believe in putting things out in the universe, because that's bad jujubes.
Sometimes, yeah.
And it's bad. So just never let it be an option, and know that you will work through it, and you've made this commitment, and go back to your wedding day and remember the love you felt on that wedding day, and then work through it.
You could just bottle it up and
just
sniff it whenever you're getting mad, and
all your emotions.
Yeah.
Just remember that feeling. Because I've heard parents say that. They go, I have to remember the day my child was born, because sometimes I want to kill him. You know?
It's like always those first moments.
Yes, so remember the love, and you guys are set. And you guys are so great together. I can't imagine anything come between y'all.
Thank you, thank you.
So are you happy with all?
I love the feedback. It's great. It's great.
And y'all been married a long time, though, by the way.
Say.
Good for you.
And thank you for sharing your advice, because if I can make it past the 50, 40 year mark, I'm happy.
Maddie, I was just thinking of a new good segment for you, where you interview couples who've been married 50+ years and do like a love kind of couple kind of series on love.
Love.
All right. Maddie, about you. Oh,
no!
That was Jake. That was Jake.
That
we'll
was
be
all
back.
Jake.
Don't go anywhere.
Maddie,
about you.
I love that.
I love that so much.